Alright, welcome back everyone. So before YouTube has a conniption fit about a fucking copyright, there you go YouTube. I like to have music playing in the background. So you gotta have a plan of action to do what you want to do, and for me now, well, it's a little late now to be making so much noise, but I'm going to remove this box. How do I know it's not structural? Well, it just looks like such shitty craftsmanship. It really does. It's absolute shitty crap. This door is not the same as the door I took off. Right? This is a lightweight hollow door. The plywood construction is different. This fascia right here, if you want to call it that, is different. It's more like a 2x2 or a 1x2 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, serious gap up there. Oops, grainy. There we go. So it looks like an afterthought, like somebody added this after. So that's how I know it's not a structural part. So end game is, after removing a few nails, this is what came off of that side over there. So I'm going to cut these 8-footers down into 3/4 inch strips. I'll leave the smaller ones alone. These 1, 2, 3 or 3/4 inch, and another random 2x4, and some other miscellaneous parts. Plus I got the 1/4 inch, the silver, and then the cover, which is probably the outside that you see there. And I think I'll make a bench my waist height, which is going to be roughly about 38 inches. So if you're short, the next owner is short, well, get a fucking stool and deal with it. Build a heavy duty bench where I can put some heavy parts on there if I need to and do some work. And I think as I progressively go up, I'll make each shelf about 2 inches smaller. I don't know how many shelves just yet, but then I'm gonna run it out 8 feet from the wall, which will put it about the letter D on that box right there, approximately. And that'll give me room for my trash can, obviously. And then I'll go from there. So you gotta have a plan of action. But tomorrow I'm gonna start taking this apart, and these panels here are removable that I've already installed. They just take a couple of screws to pull them out, and then that should be pretty easy. The hard part is actually taking it apart with the nails, because there is a few nails. There's just a few of them. So always have a plan of action, even if you do not write it on paper. Commit it to memory. Have some sort of idea, some sort of objective, what you want to accomplish, and then life will be more easy. And normally, because I fucking hate paint on wood, that is the worst thing you can do to wood in my opinion. But because this wood is already painted, I mean, that is wood technically. It's wood. Just like the door. I think they painted the other side of the door. Well, you can see some overspray here, but that's a really heavy door. That must be some old growth, but you can see this is painted. And we flip it down, we got wood, right? And the camera does not want to focus. But anyway, I mean, yeah, you can clearly see it there. So we're going to reclaim as much of that as possible, reuse as much of this as possible, and then I'll have some more material from that to reuse. And then 8 feet will give me a lot of storage space. Plus I can store, I know it doesn't look like it, but there's actually a seat wrapped up in that cardboard and that plastic to my SUV, and I got another one behind me that you can't see. And I'll shove those down in there somewhere, and then lots of storage up here. Lots and lots of storage. I can put my motor oil, my tools, or some of my tools, and whatever else I feel is necessary. Versus, well, if you're a little old lady, this is probably not important. You can put your cleaning supplies in that and be good, right? So always have a plan of action. Other than that, hope you guys get inspired, get creative, and always think outside of the box to solve a problem. Yeah, you had to pull a lot of nails, but now this is perfectly good lumber. I'm gonna cut it into 3/4 inch strips, and then I'll build some stick framing, lay some shelves across it, put a couple of legs or more than a couple. So that way it's got good stabilization, and we'll go from there.